Hello everyone. In our last video, we talked about the lab sheet 1. Now, in this video, we will talk about the lab sheet 2, and the objectives are uh, to get familiarized with the use of conditionals, iterations, and loops, and more on, as like introduction to plotting histograms, plotting several graphs in one window, inserting labels, legends, and titles, 3D and parametric plotting, etc. So we will start with our first example, that is if else and if else conditions. So the example is please be noted, in this video I will not write any codes. Okay, I will skip that part as the video goes long. So I will uh, show you the codes directly. So for writing the codes, we as it is a function type, so we have to create a script. So new script. So as you see in my last video, I have to move it to the another folder, as it calls permission in C drive. So let's check it, save it to another one. So the program path is desktop. So now we'll code here. So the code is this. It will look like this, and uh, so if we work on that, so we will save this, save as. So we'll save it as note, save it as it's called the conditions, 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 DIO, conditionals, save here. So what I am gonna do is calling the parameter. Okay, so we'll run that. So the thing is conditionals. So here we will have to enter a number. So if I say the number is 5, so it will displaying us that it is positive. If we enter a minus number, what it will show? It will show the ants. So the problem is we have to clear it all and call it again. So we clear it all by CLC. So conditionals, enter a number, it will minus 5. So it will say negative. So if we enter 0, then what will happen? So again conditional. So if 0, then it shows 0. So we will program it again on next example. So move it to the next example. CLC. Okay. So in our next step, we will talk about the switch case, otherwise conditionals. The example is, so we have to write the code. We have to write the code again. So the code is we write it. I just skip the writing, so I will just all this, check all this if there is any error. So the code is okay, so I will save it. So by clicking this, it will be saved. So now I have to call the conditionals, conditionals part. So enter a day. What in this code is showing us? Let's see. In this code, we will see this. It will have take a input by user, which is me now. So it will ask me to enter the name of the day. So when I run the code, it will ask for a enter the name of the day. So it will ask for a day, the name of the day. So what we will be done in here in this code let's see it by tracing this. So if I um, type Monday, it will say start of the work week, which is start of the work week. Now if I say Tuesday, that it will display day 2 of the work week. More on in the last, if I say Friday, right, Friday, this will display last day of the work week. So if I don't something like write nothing, or I just accidentally click anything, so it will display weekend. So let's check about, if I say it's Wednesday, so what it will show us, display us the day 3 of the work week. Let's see what in the case Wednesday display day 3 of the work week. So if I uh, run it again by CLC, oh sorry, mm, just CLC, so again run it, so enter the day, if I write nothing, so it will weekend. Then again CLC, again if I write Friday, it's Friday. First I have to conditionals. So if Friday, then it will show last day of the work week. So we'll now move on to the for loop. So in for loop, I just write the code. So in for loop, what will happen when we run this? Condition. So mm, so here we see it's like there is if so here the program is x equals to 1 5. So that means I will take numbers in the loop, for loop, by 1 2 3 4 5, so 1 to 5. So what will happen in the for loop, the j will run it 5 times. So what if s equals to when in the first time it will power to the uh, 2, and in C it will power to its 3, so in F it will power to its 4. So what will happen, and the 1 will come here and it will power 2. 1 power 2 is 1. So if 2 is come here, so what will happen, 2 will be 4. If 3 is come here, so 3 will be 9. 4 is come here, 4 will be 16, and 5 will be 25. So 5 into 5 is 25. So more on, in C it will run the same again, x 1 to 5, then j will be run in 5. So what will happen, the j will powered by multiply by 3. So powered by 3, what, 1 is 1, 2 is 8, 2 to the power 3 is 8, 3 to the power uh, 3 is 27, 4 to the power 3 is 64, and 125 is for 5. So it will happen. So if we go to the next example, which is uh, 1, it will upgrade the value by 0.5, 0.5, and to the 5 it will start it is starting 1, there is gap between 0.5 incremental number we saw in the last video, and the ending number is 5. So what will happen, we'll see. So we have to first save it. So it's CLC, if I run this code again, conditionals. So what it will happen, it will take starting number 1, it will increment by 0.5, and this will go to the power, and 1.5 will be to the power, and 2 point something, and 3 will be this, 4 will be this, 5 will be this. So it will show this. If we increment it by let's say again, we just do the same code here, this 2 3 4. Example 3 is same, and the example 4, which is for rand, if we code it now, so for example 4, c equals to rand 3 3. So again we will run a for loop. For loop is I equals to c, it will display I and end. The code is end. So what we have to save it. Now see what will be done in this CLC. So if I conditionals, so it will run, it will take a random number, it will take some random number of 3 by 3 matrix. So the I will be 1 inputted, and then this will be counted by this. Let's see the full code here. So now the random example is okay. So we will move it to the next example. CLC. We have to write a code. The next example is for adding a the next example is nested loop. So there we will conduct an inner loop. It will show us the sum of a matrix. So just write the code. The code is I have to edit it. So wait here. I have to edit. So sorry, the code will be like this. Loop over to the matrix. So it will like this. So matrix, so up to the sum and end, which will lead us to the sorry, it's for the for loop, it's ending of the for loop. So end and sum. So what we have to do now, we end the for loop. So what we have to do now is just run it. So sorry, it just happened. So we have to save it again. So if I run the nested loop in MATLAB, it will show me sorry, I have a problem in the code. I just figure it out. The problem here is I didn't mention the m. So m equals to what we get is 2. So run it again. You'll see. Oh, now it's for the L, and we have to define the L. So the error is fixed. So the if we run it now, so it will give us the sum of the array. Sorry, it will matrix in this case, the sum of the matrix, which the matrix is 7 5 3 into 2. The row is 3 and column is 2. So 7 5 3 9 1 2. The sum is 27. So we move to the next. So there is a task. There is a task called write a MATLAB code to generate the following matrix. The matrix will be diagonally in my right hand side will be zeros, and left hand side will be some numbers. In row 1 is 1 and more on. You will see that. So we try to write the code. So I will skip the writing part. So we write the code. Now you have to save it. So if I run it, so it will show me like this. So we have a problem. Now I have to fix that. So what is my problem? Here 3 is to 3. Oh sorry, I have to write the 4 is to 4. So the problem is here 4 is to 4 matrix, 4 into 4 matrix. The another thing, it will run 1 to n times in first loop. So in second loop it will for j, I just done a mistake here. It will run for j 1 to m times 4 times, which is 4 times. If I is greater than or equal j, then there is a problem. I skipped a line. So if condition is here, so if print if the thing is, we have to just write this one. So it will be like this in j. So the thing is just j, then it will be else if else if else if else if it will be else if I, when I is smaller than j, this will run the k equals to j, k equals to 0, k equals to 0, and it will print k. So again save it, clc, again run it, conditionals, what it is showing. Again I have a problem. Let's figure it out. The problem here is code I typed in it's so the problem is with this one is the spaces I didn't give here. So if we save again it, so if we run conditionals, so the matrix is this, it will look like this. So we'll move on to next part. The next example is while loop. So I will write the example code. So the code is this. I will save it now, clear it, the last one, then I will run it. So if I run it, it will show me this. So if I run it, what it is doing, the for loops work by the while loop, which is it will run 1 to 5, the 1 will be powered to 2, and the 5 we saw in the for loop as like. The answer is this. So we'll next move on to the introduction to this is a plotting introduction to plotting. The task is 2D plotting. We will see some examples. I will write the code, example code, then we will see that. So my code is done. So what we will see in uh, this example by the coding, it will map a 2D plot where we will give the values by plot number 1, plot number 2, and plot number 3. The sine waves will be the 1 gigahertz, 2 gigahertz, and 3 gigahertz time seconds, and the law is plotting for this is x1 equals to a into sine 2 into pi into that will be. So we'll run it conditionals. So it will show us a graph like this. So if we move to the another one, 3 gigahertz sine wave is here. So it will 2 gigahertz, 2 gigahertz, and 1 gigahertz. So if we look into this, the 1 gigahertz sine wave is this, 2 gigahertz is this, and 3 gigahertz is this. So if we plot them in by this, it will 2 gigahertz sine wave and it will 1 gigahertz sine wave. So okay, we'll move to the next one, 1, 2, and 3. So you'll see clear. We'll write the next code example for 2. So in example 2, the code is here. So if we run the code, which is conditionals, sorry, I just missed that. So it will give us the graph like this. So in here, if from the hold on, before the hold on, we will just see the graph of sine wave, the blue one, 1 gigahertz. So if we plot x2, x3, and we set the legend with 1 gigahertz, 2 gigahertz, and 3 gigahertz, location will be northeast outside. So this will show us these two graphs, the 2 gigahertz, the 3 gigahertz, the green one is 3 gigahertz, the black one is 2 gigahertz, and 1 gigahertz is the main sine wave. So we'll move to the next topic, which is subplotting. So in subplotting, if we write the code again, here is the CLC. The for subplotting, I will write the code. So the code is done. So if we run it, it will show us a picture of the plotting, the subplot, which is the colors are blue. It is blue. The K remained for the black, and the where is the picture? So the green is for green, 3 gigahertz, 2 gigahertz, and 1 gigahertz. So it's called subplotting. So we'll move to the next one, which is plotting frequency spectrum. So what we will see here, plotting frequency spectrum, the code is, I will write the code, skip the part. So the code is, we'll run it. CLC. So the code is here. So if we run the code by calling the conditionals, conditionals. So it will show us the graph here. So the graph is now here. If we move to the next one, the topic is 3D plotting. So we will have to code again where CLC. So the code is, so now after writing the code, if we run it, it will show us the graph, a 3D graph, which is from the x-axis y to y-axis and z-axis. So the here the values are 1 2 3 4 5 and 1 4 9 16 25. It's plotted by just like matrix we plotted. So we'll move to the next example. So the next example is 3D surface plot. So the code will be look like, I have to write it. So CLC, I have to write the code, copy P. So code is X for P, X Y Z P, Z equals to surf level, Y level, and Z level. So the code, if we run it, so if we so now if we run the code, which is conditionals, it will show us a picture of this, which is 3D plotted. So here is the x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. The law is the values are from here. So we'll move to the next problem. Next topic is histogram. We'll write another code for this. So now the code is here. First we have to plot the value of x. Write the value of x. After that, the figure, we have to call the x by histogram. So figure will be histogram. So histogram, what the values are. So the values are x level p, p, x level age, y level is frequency. Then figure, next figure will be histogram, the value of x, and then 10, the x levels and the y levels, and number of pins are 10, where number of pins are 10. Then the again to write some third figure, then this histogram, then will just be like specific by the x level and y level. The pins is specified by the vector, which is started by 10 and ending by 100 and increment by 10. Okay, so if we run it, we'll see 3 photos. Like this, which will be look like this. So for this, if we just click for the photos, the in this figure the first histogram is this, look like this. The second one, if the pins are 10, so it will started from 10. So uh, but if we gap between 10 and 100, then it will be like this. So we move to the next one. So our next is bar. So histogram, and next one is bar plotting. So what what is the bar plot? The code is for bar plot, mm, look like something this. So for bar plot, the code is, if I copy it from there, so so look like this. Specify each occurred to like this x levels and the y levels. So what will happen? We'll save it. So what will happen by calling this? So it will show us a bar plot, which is starting from the values are starting from 1 to 6, and the gap between is the length are 325962. So score on a dice, these are the numbers. So 9 is here, 6 is here, 3 is here, 2 is here, and more. So thank you for watching the video, and in our next video we will discuss about the topic number 3, lab sheet 3. uh, Thank you. Stay tuned.